Welcome to the Live to Shoot podcast. My name is Jeff Dowdle, and I've been a licensed firearm dealer for the last 15 years. In this podcast, I talk about all things related to the Second Amendment or anything going on in other news or anything happening in my personal life that might be interesting. So welcome. Happy Friday, TGIF. I'm really going to shoot to get this episode out today, get it edited and everything. So happy Friday. It is October 21st. So we are speeding through the fall, and we are Costco and all those places already have their Christmas decorations up. I love this time of year, and we will be celebrating the holidays before you know it. So welcome. Appreciate you listening. So this is what I want to talk about today. I am somewhat embarrassed to talk about how it slipped by me somehow, and I just ran across it and don't know how I missed it, but this is related to shooting firearms as an individual. And as an FFL, I have done this. I have helped individuals ship firearms many times. Either they're shipping a handgun and it's just cheaper for me to do it than them going through FedEx or UPS and doing the overnight air, or they're shipping a long gun or a handgun and they just prefer to go through an FFL, or the person on the other end's FFL only will receive a firearm from an FFL. So it's just a small service along with my transfers. This is just another little way of trying to help people out. But you know what I always tell everybody, you can do this yourself. You can do it yourself, but just make sure they were clear. And I would point them and explain how they do it, just so they knew all the ins and outs, that you couldn't ship handguns to the Postal Service. You can ship long guns, and I'd show them on the FedEx and the UPS sites where they gave their instructions on how to ship firearms. And usually, a handgun had to go next day air, which usually made about an $80 or $90 transaction. And you had to go to one of their hubs. You couldn't use, the UPS store, blah, 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 blah. So, they were already making it a little difficult. But about 2 years ago, FedEx will no longer allow individuals to ship firearms. And on September 1st, UPS changed their policy that they will no longer allow individuals to ship firearms, firearm parts, anything really related to a firearm. And I'm just curious why. And so now what that option leaves individuals, so you sold a gun on GunBroker and you need to get it to the buyer in another state. You could ship it to their FFL yourself. Now you've got to find an FFL on your side and ship it to an FFL on their side. And so you're going to incur fees outside shipping on your side. They're going to obviously, typically it's the way it always has been, receive fees on their side, and it just makes it much more complicated. So, and truth be told, most FFLs, especially gun stores or any place, brick and mortar places, are not going to want to help facilitate these shippings. They don't like doing transfers typically, and they're not going to want to help facilitate these shippings. So they're just making it more and more difficult. And I still don't understand what the motivation is. Are they afraid of being sued? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Are they anti-gun? Probably so. Don't know their politics, but as we're getting further and further into this, it's becoming clear. Now, the other thing that's concerning is, so for me as an FFL, I always use the Postal Service. They're the easiest. They're the cheapest. They have it down. I can go to any postal office and do it. Here in my local post office, they got it. They know when I come in. They know exactly what I'm doing. And it's always just easiest to do it that way. People don't like the post office, and they question them. I will give kudos to the post office in terms of their shipping and, their ability to put things on vacation hold. And that's a whole other story, a whole other rant that I have about the UPS and FedEx and vacation holds and things like that. But maybe someday we'll talk about that. But UPS, the Postal Service just got, identified. They have their own intelligence agency, their own spying agency, and they've been monitoring pro-gun and pro-MAGA groups and identifying, who's going to gun rallies or Second Amendment rallies or MAGA rallies, and just monitoring them and I'm not even sure exactly how they're doing it. Is it through their mails, or they're watching their social media? And why does the post office care? Well, they are just another government agency that has information. So now here we've got everything having to funnel through an FFL to be shipped. What are they trying to do? They're trying to get more tracking. Again, more tracking. And so I'm just speculating here. Did the DOJ, did the ATF reach out to UPS and say, what would be helpful, right? Or we might just start cracking down and investigating you. So I've put in my own FOIA request. Don't know how successful it'll be for the ATF and on anything related to the UPS or the United Postal Service. See what their communications, their emails pertain to regarding that. I may get nothing. Never know. Never done a FOIA request, so not sure how successful it'll be. But I will keep you updated on that. But the whole point of this is to make you aware that if you're going to be shipping your firearms now, it's gotten even harder, and it's being funneled down to points of contact that have to track, that I, as an FFL, have to log where I got that gun and where I sent it. And the receiving one has to log where they got it and where they're receiving it. So we're creating this huge paper trail that allows the government to eventually track down and start putting just little markers where every gun is gone. So it's very concerning. It's very concerning that our post office is spying on pro-gun groups, and it's just another thing that's going on that's going to hinder, that they're trying to hinder our Second Amendment rights. So more to come on this story. If you're in this area, you're local, you can come to me. I'm willing to help. Always have been on trying to, help you facilitate any sales that you want, any shipping that you need to do. If you need to ship something back to the manufacturer, anything like that. I'm here to help. This even, hinders, hunters, even oftentimes, if you're going on a long, far away hunting trip, excursion, you can take your guns, ship them to yourself, to the resort or wherever you're going to be, your cabin, and pick them up there, or to your winter house or whatever it might be. And now that's just made even more difficult. You can, as an individual, still ship long guns through the post office, but now everybody's cracking down, and I would not suggest, I used to kind of suggest, it's none of their business, just tell them it's radio parts, but, I think their mechanisms are getting more sophisticated, and I don't want to, have you creating a crime or creating any more problems for yourself. So my suggestion is go to your local FFL, ask for help, find one that can help you. They're out there. There's good guys out there that'll help. Come to me. I'll help you do it too. So more to come. I'll let you know what I find out on my FOIA request for the ATF and any communication they've had around the ES. I'll keep you updated on how these things progress. And again, it makes it more important, these elections that are coming up. Vote. Get people out to vote. Vote for the proper candidates. Pro Second Amendment candidates. I've got them in the show notes here, some that we need to make sure that we support. But even your local races and things like that, your sheriffs, you've got to vote for the right people. So get out there. We've got to keep getting the right people in the office and to protect us, help us protect our rights. So have a great weekend. I will talk to you later.